Jack Harrison, a local bike mechanic, has turned bad bikes into rad bikes, all for a good cause. I had a chance to meet Jack and find out more how he makes a difference in our community. Jack Harrison, a local bike mechanic, owns a bicycle shop located in West Palm Beach. However, it is much more than just a bike shop.
You wouldn't believe the condition of some of the bikes that we get.
We've had bikes that were 40 years old that were never used, and we've had bikes that were used until there was no tire left when it came in.
Jack and his team run multiple programs that go above and beyond to benefit the community, and all of them are for all the right reasons.
The Christmas event is great because it's just a madhouse in here, and you have a lot of kids just running around and a lot of volunteers running around and people just getting bikes.
And the faces on these kids, when you give them their bikes, they're so happy. It's unbelievable, and it's a wonderful experience. The kids need me, and I need them.
But how this was all created stems from Jack's past. After battling alcoholism, the neighborhood bike man faced a dark time in his life.
I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. I was trying to figure out what to do with the rest of my life. And I was sitting on my front porch one day, contemplating suicide. But I didn't want to hurt my family.
However, what gave him a will to live is the same reason he is continuing to strive today.
And meanwhile, this young fellow fell off of his bike right in front of my house. And I went out there and I fixed his brakes and I said, "Get out of here, you brat." And he did. And I never saw him again. I don't know who he was. That was the best thing in the world that could have happened to me.
Because of these dark times, Jack hasn't just created a nonprofit focused on bicycles, but he also inspired the employees that work there as well.
Just giving back to the same kids that, I used to be one of those kids, so being able to do the same thing that I wish somebody would have done for me back in the day, made me feel a lot better about myself,
A lot of the people that we do serve don't have a lot, and makes you more grateful for the things that you do have.
Every year, Jack the Bike Man gives back to the community and thousands of families with bikes just like these. For WSRH Extra, I'm Bryce Brant.
There has been some serious changes at the Ridge and all around the district for this year of athletics. After the shooting at Palm Beach Central, stadium security has been a top priority. The school district has moved swiftly in its approach to ensure safety for everyone in attendance to athletic events. Effective immediately, nothing but clear bags shall be brought in. There will be no re-entry whatsoever. Loitering is prohibited. And lastly, all home games will be rescheduled to 6 p.m. However, these changes have upset some students who like to bring in their own belongings.
I mean, if they tell me I can't bring something in, then I really feel like that is a violation because, I do understand that a tragedy happened, but, I'm coming to a football game on my own accord,
On the other hand, parents agree that these changes are a good thing.
I think the precautions that they took tonight made a big difference. I felt much safer having my son here, and I would have felt much safer leaving my son here without me being here.
Regardless, these changes have been brought up due to the changing times in order to keep everyone safe.
Things are not as simple as they used to be. They're not as pure and not as clean, and it's a little bit more dangerous. So based on that danger, you take the reasonable precautions to make sure that the families are safe and the children are safe.
And if any of these safety tactics were to fail, there are emergency procedures that would take place in the event of evacuation.
We have evacuation places set up so that we know where we are sending people should a disruption occur.
While you may no longer be able to bring any more of your personal belongings, you can still enjoy the Friday Night Lights under safety. For WSRH Extra, I'm Daniel Smith.
Seminole Ridge was one of 3 football teams that battled in the spring Jamboree this year. The first game went pretty well for the Hawks. After a 4-yard touchdown and a 55-yard pick six, the boys pulled out their first win over West Boca untouched. Ridge was able to repeat the same results in the second game against Lake Worth as well. The Hawks recovered a fumble for a touchdown and scored 2 other times in the first quarter. However, there was some retaliation from the Trojans. Lake Worth scored their first touchdown of the night, but unfortunately for the Trojans, it might be just a little too late with only 4 minutes left on the clock. Nearly nothing is the same about this team in comparison to last year, and while many see the changes happening among the program as a negative, some consider the changes to be a good thing.
We got a lot of new coaches this year, a lot of new players who stepped up, and a lot of players that left, but changes for the better sometimes, so I think we'll be straight.
One of the many changes to affect this team is the head coach, who believes it was hard work that led the Hawks to success.
Well, we're instilling a new program, and new coaches are out here. Everybody's working extremely hard. The kids are responding. They've had an exciting spring. I mean, the kids performed very well tonight. Very pleased with them. We have a lot of things we got to work on, but it's a great start.
Even though the Hawks are able to celebrate 2 massive victories tonight, the team's leaders believe there's still work that needs to be done.
Over the summer, we're going to come in and work hard every day. Full team, we're just going to go hard over the summer and be ready for the next season.
All right, Tabo, well, congrats on the win. And for WSRH Extra, I'm Bryce Brant.
Everyone has a story, whether it's what makes you stronger or tears you down. It's what makes you who you are. Bryce Brant, a senior at Seminole Ridge High School, had what most would consider a tragedy happen to him.
It's really humbled me having everything just gone so quickly, but it's really showed me who means the most in my life and who cares about me a lot.
On April 13th, Bryce had a house fire that for most seniors looking to move on from high school would halt that goal. But due to his optimism and perseverance, Bryce is able to look past this.
Keeping a positive outlook and just looking towards my future, because this is just a small little bump, but it's easy to get through. It's no problem.
However, Bryce hasn't had to go through this alone. Bryce's best friend, Ben, has been right by his side through it all.
I figured I've known him for a long time. He's one of my good friends, so I figured I'd take him in.
But their friendship goes further than this. Ben and Bryce share a special bond through JRTC and eventually the military.
Bryce and I have been in leadership positions throughout our RTC career.
It's probably just the call to serve in aviation, and just the brotherhood and camaraderie that the military in general holds.
Through everything Bryce has experienced, it's a wonder how he's able to keep such high spirit.
Although Bryce's house may have burnt down, people here at Seminole Ridge High are what are propelling Bryce to a bigger and brighter future. For WSRH Extra, I'm Evan Upson.
Bernard and Santa, she's had that for years. That's her giant Santa. She loves it.
What a better way to get into the Christmas spirit than decorating your house with Christmas lights. It started as just a tradition for a local Loxahatchee couple, but their collection grew to like none others.
Well, it started, I only had 1 shed full of Christmas lights. Now I have 4 sheds full of Christmas lights. And they come out with better lights every year, so, being a production guy, I gotta have the new stuff.
Davis and B. Clapp have taken a step further into the Christmas spirit. Not only do they put up lights every year for people to see, but to listen to as well.
My husband, since he works in sound and lights, has synchronized all the lights and decorations to a radio station. So people can actually just sit in their cars with their windows up and listen to it on the radio.
I grew up out in here, so this is like the house to go to, like every year. And it's just really cool to see all the lights and the effort that went into it.
And their motivation behind their jolly spirit stems further than their love for Christmas. It stems from their love for each other.
Well, I've always collected Christmas decorations. I came from a very humble family that couldn't afford a lot of gifts, but my grandmother loved decorating, so I could always look out my bedroom window and see her Christmas lights. So I've collected Christmas decorations for years, and when my husband proposed, we decided to get married by Santa Claus. And every year we add to the Christmas collection.
People from all over Loxahatchee come to this house to get a taste of this love for the Christmas spirit.
It reminds me of being a little young tot.
My favorite part about Christmas is getting family together, and if that's getting them all together in the same vehicle and stopping by to just watch the lights and spend time together, then that's what it's about.
This house has a truly amazing Christmas light display and an even more magical Christmas story. For WSRH Extra, I'm Bryce Brant.